Hello everyone. I'm going to talk to you about rough cuts today. So once you've uploaded all of your footage onto your computer, what you want to do is insert rough cuts from your library onto your editing floor. So you'll go to your shot list. If you'll take a look at this, this is the mini shot list that I've made for this movie. So I've just done this, the screen sections and controls. We've done uploading footage from an iPhone, and now we're into rough cuts, adding clips to editorial floor. So I would want to, when I assemble this movie for you, I would want to insert all of my clips in that order, not worrying about the tops and tails of those clips, but just making sure they're in the right order. So I've created a mini movie with Mrs. Wilder from the library, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to rough cut all of my scenes into my editing floor from my library. So I select each scene by using my thumb and my pointer finger on the trackpad. That'll then allow me to drag my individual cuts from my library onto my project floor, my editing floor. You will notice as I'm doing this that my shots remain in my library, and that's because it's kind of the storehouse for all the material you've used. You would be able to reuse a shot more than once, for example, and because everything just lives down here all the time. I would recommend that you do not delete anything from your library in the event that you need to go back and use it at a later date. So this is the rough cut of my film. I'm just going to play it for you as is without any kind of edits done to it. Although this one does seem to have an edit. I don't know why it does. Let me just check something here. Oh, so I'm getting ahead of myself. Oh, that's too bad. So what's happened is I used this earlier. I wanted to preview my video, what it's going to look like at the end. So I had done all my adjustments to my film. I'm going to undo all those adjustments now, just so that you can see what the rough version of it looks like before you see the final one. So you can do one of two things to play your movie. You can hit the play button right here, or you can click on the clip and then hit your space bar.
What's it like to be the librarian? Is it super awesome? Go. Okay. It is super awesome. I get to read books, I get to buy books, I get to talk to the kids. It's fun. Don't look at the camera! Oh! Sounds interesting. Thank you. This has been really informative. Go for it. You are most welcome. I'm so glad I could be of help.
Okay, so obviously a few things. The first thing I want to note is, notice how, for the most part, I had left a couple seconds of dead air at the beginning of each cut, so I'd be able to play with my editing. So here, for example. Or here, this one's probably a better example. Dead air, and then I look away, and I start talking. Okay, so that allows me to have some room to edit. Something else to note is when you're having a conversation, just as a sidebar, watch what side of the film screen the person's head is on. So in this first shot, my head is on our left. In the second shot, Miss Wilder's head is on the left. In the third shot, my head's on the right, and in the final shot, Miss Wilder's head is on the left. What I should have probably done is had my head in the first shot should have been on the right, so that it looks like you're cutting back and forth between a conversation, right? Two people talking to each other. So we'll get into other nitty-gritties of that later, but generally speaking, this is the rough cut of my video. It starts with the first shot I want, then the second, then the third, then the fourth, and I'm going to worry about all of the minute details later.